Hello there. Welcome to the 3 a.m. Knitter Podcast. This is episode number 30. My name is Anne and I am coming to you today from the North Shore of Nova Scotia, Canada, where we are having, albeit a very warm day, 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. It is overcast and it's been kind of drizzling all day long, so it's kind of miserable out, but I'll take those warmer temperatures. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for tuning in and trying me out. I appreciate it. If you enjoy yourself, please consider liking and subscribing. If you are a returning viewer, as always, I thank you. Thank you for coming back to spend some time with me here. All right, a little bit of housekeeping. You can contact me or find me on Ravelry or Instagram as the 3 a.m. Knitter, on Facebook as well as the 3 a.m. Knitter. If you need to email me, my email address is 3amknitter@gmail.com. You can find my website, the3amknitter.weebly.com, where you'll find a variety of things there. What else can I tell you? My snail mail address is down below for those of you who need to send me some packages. And I think that's it. Everything else is, you'll find it down below in the description box. All right, as we are almost in April, good Lord, how did that happen? The next open knit night, so knit night for everybody, is taking place on Wednesday, April the 17th, and it starts at 7:30 p.m. Atlantic time. There is a link down below in the description for you to join us for knit night if you so desire. For members of the circle, which is my membership, we have knit nights every Tuesday night. And our next knit night where we will get together is April the 2nd. I'll talk to you more about the circle later on in the episode. I also wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen over on Instagram, just this past week, I launched a freebie for you. So this is my new 3 a.m. Knitter project planner page. So what is this? So this is just, I don't know about you, but I really am a paper and pen girl. I love Ravelry. I use Ravelry. Am I good at putting my projects in there? No, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't keep really good notes while I'm working on a project, and then it comes time to, upload pictures and project information, etc. once I'm finished a project, and I can't remember anything. So I decided to create this 3 a.m. Knitter project planner page. So it has all of the basic information about your project. It's got a little place for some point form notes, little place here for pictures if you'd like to take pictures and stick them on there. I also use this little section for my swatch, because what I do with these is I keep them, I 3-hole punch them, or I put them in those plastic liners, and I've got all the details about my projects put into a binder, project binder. So it's kind of a paper and pen type of tracking for all the work that all the projects that I've worked on in any given year. So I like things to be tactile, and as a fiber artist, I like to be able to pick up things and touch things and things like that. So if you would like to do the same, go on over to Instagram. You will find in my profile, let me just quickly pull up my iPad here and I'll show you. She says with a smile as she's trying to get back to her profile. Wow, sorry, I have way too many things open here. So if you go to the 3 a.m. Knitter Instagram page, is that going to be better? Yeah. Right here, there's a little link, and you're going to press that link, and it's going to open up. It's going to open up. There we go. And then you're going to click that blue button right there and enter your email address, and then this project page will be emailed directly to you right away. So take advantage of that. some of your friends know as well if they would like to have that free project planner page. So there's that. Okay, let's jump right in. What am I wearing? So this little shawlette is called the Dry Heat Shawlette. Now, I have it kind of wrapped around here. I'm actually going to take it off because I thought it was a little damper and cooler, but I'm actually quite warm. So this is a pattern by Sarah H. Wolf. I think I've shown it to you before, quite a long time ago. So it's a little shawlette with lace pattern at the bottom and stockinette at the top. Now you can tell right here, I've had it hanging on a hook, right? Kind of like this. So it really needs to be reblocked, but the lace pattern is quite fun. Let's see, what can I tell you about this? I knitted on size 6mm needles. I'm going to question that. This doesn't look like 6mm, but there it is. Looks like it was an easy knit. So this is yarn that I dyed myself. It was bare yarn that I bought from Knit Picks, I believe. And then I dyed it. My notes here say hand-dyed fingering. I chose the colorway I Believe, which worked out just perfectly since my beloved Maple Leafs are playing hockey tonight. P.S. The Leafs won 4-0. So there it is. Yeah. I am a hockey girl, truth be told. So this pattern, let me just go over to the pattern because I've had it. It looks like it's in, she has it in different sizes. Some people have it as a wee shawlette. Some people have made it a little bit larger. It is a paid for pattern, $6 US or $8.51 Canadian. Not very many projects. There are only 7 projects, actually 6 projects showing on Ravelry, and mine is one of them. They suggest lace weight yarn, so that's where you're getting the different sizes. It is a shawlette, not a full shawl. If you use fingering, you're using approximately 440 yards. And if you're using lace weight, you're using approximately 525 yards. So I'll just make these Rav pictures a little bit bigger so you can see. So you can see a variety of sizes, and there's a better picture of the lovely lace work. So it's, it was an easy knit. This does need to be reblocked. It also, it needs a little bit of conditioning because it's not feeling its softest anymore because it's been hanging up for a while. But anyway, that is the Dry Heat Shawlette. That's what I'm wearing today, but I'm actually not going to be wearing it anymore. I'm just going to put it over there for now. So there we go. All right. Let's jump right into works in progress. So, as you may or may not know, still doing the my 2024 sock project over in the 3am Knitter Ravelry group, where I am knitting 12 pairs of socks this year, 1 pair of socks each month. The deal or the rules were that I had to already own the pattern and I have to use stash yarn. So this month I am doing the Susie White ripple ribbed socks. I have a really hard time saying that. I'm using Malabrigo. So let me just tell you a little bit about the pattern. Again, it's a paid for pattern, $6 US, $8.51 Canadian. It's regular sock construction. There's no craziness so far. So I'm really behind on my March socks, considering today is March 29th. And I'm meant to have these done by the end of March. Yeah, well, anyway. So I've made them shorties. I am just in the decreases for the gusset right now. So this is Malabrigo sock in the Rayon Vert colorway. So you can see it's got a little 1x1 rib in the leg. It's really fun. Regular heel flap and gusset. And there's no like ribbing and then start the pattern. The pattern starts right in with the ribbing. So I'm enjoying the knit. I have never, and I can't believe this, but I have never done a, you know, when you get like a 1x1 cable that you can do without a cable needle. I have never done a cable without a cable needle. So I'm trying it with these socks and it's feeling a little bit clunky still because it's new, but yeah, I can see how that will be fun. So if I just give a little stretch there, you can see on the stockinette the beautiful, you know, Malabrigo, right? You can't go wrong with Malabrigo. So again, these are my March socks. I just dropped my pen. And the yarn is scrumptious. That's a pretty good representation of the yarn. Beautiful greens and pops of red and purple and a little bit of cream. It's not really white, but it's cream and different shades of that green, like a Kelly green into a forest green. Yeah, it's really something else. So I'm hoping to get those, you know, at least get the first sock done by the end of the weekend. And then I can whip up the second one, but you know, there it is. So that is my March socks for the 12 socks in 12 months. Now I'm going to come back to that a little later, or actually in just a few minutes, because we're at the end of March. I am drawing a prize for individuals who in the group participated each month and posted their socks for January, February, and March. So I have chosen a winner. So we'll get back to that. Hang on just one sec while I take a wee sip. Okay, so my next work in progress is a shawl that I'm working on called the Friendship Shawl, and it is for my book club, Ravelry book club that I'm in. So you might remember that I talked about that a number of times previously. It's a group on Ravelry, a Canadian group on Ravelry, and we pick a book every 2 months and we read the book. So January, February, we read one. March and April, we're reading one. And, you know, May, June, etc., etc. And then during the 2 months, you have to select and at least have casted on your project. Now, the project has to have something to do with the book. Now, the rules leave it up to us to decide how the project ties into the book. And the deal is it at least has to be started, at least has to be 100 grams of yarn. And I mean, you do your best to finish it within those 2 months, but you don't have to. So for March and April, we are reading The Hunting Party, and I chose to knit this Friendship Shawl, which is a Malabrigo pattern. It's designed by Knit Sisu. So I'm using Frankie Gray fibers that I have in my stash. And I did show you this last time around, and I did get one more repeat completed and then had to rip it back and start the repeat again. So I'm using 3 colors. I had leftover leftover Frankie Gray fibers, Sand Dollar. So this is the colorway that I knit my field sweater in. And then I also had these 2 skeins of Frankie Gray fibers. This is all DK in the blue. So you see this blue here and that blue there. So we've got Sand Dollar down here. We've got Delphinium and we've got Cape Cod. I'm going to call, I might, you know, I've got a 50-50 chance to get this right, and I'm not gonna. So Delphinium and Cape Cod blue. There we go. So I'm looking forward to getting to work on this. This is going to be a nice project to work on in between more difficult projects, because I'll tell you why. It's a free pattern, by the way. The free pattern is not necessarily on Ravelry, but there is a link on Ravelry that takes you to a website where you can get the pattern. So we have eyelet sections and garter stitch sections, and those, yes, and those are repeated. So the eyelet sections is a 4-row repeat, and the garter stitch section is a 2-row repeat. So it's not a difficult pattern at all. I'm just gonna pop over here onto Ravelry. There's 286 86 projects. Now, just as a correction, you can purchase the pattern on Ravelry for $5 US or $7.09 Canadian, or you can get the pattern for free if you follow the link to the Malabrigo site. Interesting. So just to give you an idea of the patterning, there you go. So you see the garter stitch section there, and then the lace, eyelet lace section. So I'm looking forward to working on that. You know, I know I'm 1 month in, but that gives me a full month to get it finished, and I don't think I'll have a problem getting it done. It is, if you look at this picture here, it does have a great wingspan. Does it actually say? It does. So 64 inches in length and 35 inches width at the bind off edge. Yeah. So that's a nice, that's going to be a nice size for sure. So that is my other work in progress. I do have a third work in progress, which I can't show you. I can't give you any details about it because it is a secret test knit that I am doing. So I will be able to talk about that later on. It'll be a number of episodes from now before I can talk about that. So that has also been taking up a lot of my time. So that's kind of why I haven't really got the socks done or any more progress on that shawl. And then of course, I just needed something different. I don't know if you guys experience this, but you know, when you're working on you know, specific projects, sometimes you just need to put down your knitting and pick up something different. So I did that. I have this, you know, old basket that I got somewhere filled with a whole bunch of very colorful acrylics that I got at Michael's or something like that. And I saw this pattern or saw this bag on Pinterest or something along those lines. And I thought, oh, well, I can do that. So I am crocheting a bag for myself. So I still haven't finished the green. So basically what's happening here is this is all done in single crochet. I chained and casted on, I don't know, 30 some odd stitches or something like that. I've got notes written down. And I did my crocheting, you can see this long so far, but I haven't cut the green yet because it's likely going to be longer. And then I turned it and I picked up a second color right here. And I did as many stitches. I did this as many stitches wide as the same width is what I'm trying to say. And then again, I'm going to add another piece and then a fourth piece. And then what happens is these two pieces are going to come together like this. and then the other one. So it makes kind of like a diamond shaped bag, and then you crochet a handle. So stay tuned for more of that. I'm crocheting it off of a picture. So I might have to do some pulling back and things like that, but it seems pretty simple to me. And I thought, what a good way to use my, the acrylic yarns that I have left. I'm just gonna, you know, grab a ball of yarn, not worry about the colors. And then this can be a nice bag that I can take to the beach and stuff like that when I'm walking and collecting shells and, you know, those kinds of things that we do. So that's a wee crochet project that I have on the go for when I get frustrated or bored or those kinds of things with anything else. So jumping back to the 12 pairs of socks in 12 months that is taking place in my 3 a.m. Knitter Ravelry group. So there's still time for you to get on board for the next quarter, April, May, and June. I'm going to give you just a wee bit of information on that. So post your plans here. All right. Oops, discussion board. There we go. Okay. So here's the deal. I'm committing to knitting 12 pairs of socks as a gift for my mom, who is extremely knitworthy. Here are the rules, and you know, rules. Choose 12 patterns from your Ravelry library or other. Maybe you've got books or things like that. Shop your stash to match your yarn or match yarn you already have with the patterns. Schedule your projects. I'll be creating a project page for each of my months to track my progress, and then you can post them on socials if you're called to do so using hashtag 2024 socks from stash or hashtag 12 pairs in 12 months. So basically what I did is I made a list right here. I linked to the patterns in my library. So in January, I did the Paper Wings socks. That is a Curious Handmade Helen Stewart pattern. In February, I did the Granola Bed Socks, which is a Tin Can Knits. This month, as I said earlier, the Ripple Rib Socks by Susie White. And then the other ones on my list are Torrent Ripple Wave, For the Love of Powell, Glitter Drop Socks, Studiolo Socks, Evergreen, Speckled Space, Hello Sunshine, and Cherry Pie Socks. So other people have put their list in here. Double dip as much as you want, double, triple, quadruple dip. I'm happy to allow that as always. And then just you know, post your projects in the group. I have a thread for each month, and you're just going to jump in there and you're going to post your finished socks. So what I did is I went through all of the posts in the group to see who had posted socks for each month, January, February, and March. And then I put those people onto the magic wheel and drew a winner. And I'm super happy to announce that Bookworm33329 was the winner for Q1, January, February, March. So makes me very happy. So what I will do is I'll post that information below. And if you are, I know who you are, Bookworm33329, send me an email and I'll make arrangements to get your prize to you. All right, so that is happy news. So if you want to be in the running for the next prize, get yourself into the 3 AM Knitter group on Ravelry and start knitting, okay? All right, so that's exciting. So I want to move in now to some dream knitting. This is something that I have been doing for the last number of episodes. When I come across new patterns on Ravelry, or I watch podcasts and somebody suggests a pattern, and then I just, you know, immediately have to go and look at the pattern and perhaps even buy it. So this week I have actually 4 patterns that I want to talk to you about. Now, you may have already seen some of these, but all the same. So the first one is by Sonder Yarn Co., which is the Turtle Dove Cardigan. So as you may or may not know, I actually knit a Turtle Dove pullover for Jody of the Grocery Girls and really enjoyed knitting it. But now that this Turtle Dove Cardigan has come out, I am color me intrigued. So it's really one of those super duper relaxed fit. Look at that. Relaxed fit cardigans. There's Tracy Miller from the Grocery Girls. You know, doesn't that just look, oh, like, look at that. Nice, like nice ribbing up here in the button band, or what would be a button band, but there are no buttons. So raglan shaping. So this is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is suggested to be knit in DK weight or lace, fingering plus lace they have here. 4.55 and 5.5 millimeter needles, or 7, 8, and 9 for my US friends. There are 9 different sizes of the cardigan. It is, as I say, a free Ravelry download. It was published in September of 2023. There are 96 projects on Ravelry. As I said, 9 sizes. What does she say? Gauge 16 stitches to 21 rows equals 4 inches or 10 centimeters on 5.5 millimeter, size 9, US size 9 in stockinette stitch. So, you know, to my mind, this is a really easy peasy knit. Great way to use up some stash if you have some. And, you know, who doesn't need just a nice and relaxed sweater to throw on when you're cool in the house, or when you're running out to the grocery store and it's not quite 8 billion degrees outside. Here is somebody, oh yeah, like here's an example of somebody who did a shorter sleeve version. So pretty. So just a really basic sweater that would be, I think, at least I think, would be a great addition to any wardrobe. The other thing that just came to my mind, now I work from home, so this doesn't affect me, but I often hear a lot of people who work in offices, come the summer, they say that, you know, they crank up the air in the offices and you end up freezing at your desk. This would be a great sweater to have, you know, on the back of your chair or something like that. Okay, so that's the first dream knitting that I have on my list, is the Turtle Dove Cardigan by Sonder Yarn Company. Free pattern. Okay, pattern number 2. So one of the members of the circle during our knit night last week brought this up, or was it during knit night, or was it during our cast on party? 6.5. So she is knitting these socks, and all of us just kind of paused and went, oh, good Lord, look at these socks. So this is called the Call Them Cherry Blossoms socks. And I just want to look at that. Just want to show you all the pictures that are available on Ravelry, because look at the bottom. I got this line in the middle of my screen here. Look at that. Isn't that, aren't they neat? I think they're just so cool, right? So this is, again, Call Them Cherry Blossoms. Again, a free pattern on Ravelry. Fingering weight, 36 stitches, 36 rows to 10 centimeters in color work, 2.5 millimeter or 1.5 US needle. Yardage ranges from 300 to 400 meters or 328 to 437 yards. Now, the pattern is only written in one size, and that's 72 stitches. But bear in mind, it's a colorwork sock. So I know that when I knit colorwork in the round, like socks, sometimes my gauge is a little bit tighter or the sock is a little bit smaller. Anyway, it's written in English and it's written in Danish, knitted toe up. Instructions are written for magic loop, but DPNs can be used. Only one size, 72 inches or 72 stitches. Heel flap under the heel, followed by heel back gusset. Charts, but no written instructions for the stranded color work. So very important notes to kind of read. Estimated yardage is roughly equals the amount of main color and contrast color. 50 grams of each should be more than enough. So great way to use up some yarn. It came out in 2017, so it's not a new pattern. There are 366 projects on Ravelry, so there's lots of information to be had. It's rated, overall rating 4.5 out of 5, clarity rating 4.4 out of 5, average difficulty. So this is a pattern by Tina Q or Q Knitwear. Now, she does make note here that it is a free Ravelry download, but it's also available for downloading on PayHip as a pay what you want option. So if you choose to go that route, you can pay the designer. So that is a free pattern, again, on Ravelry. I can't wait. It's Wanda who's in the circle who is knitting these up, and hers are just beautiful. So I can't wait to see her finished. Like, I just want to show you one here that just jumped off the page. Like, look at these purple ones. Aren't they something else? So that is certainly on my list of dream knitting. They call them cherry blossoms socks. Okay, project number 3 or pattern number 3. This one I just saw this morning. It actually just came out March 2024, so it's brand spanking new. It's available for free this weekend, Easter weekend. It is called the Topple Sweater. Now, you know that I love a good layering piece. So this, I think, fits the bill. Oversized, shorter sleeves, so a really nice layering, real nice layering piece for over, you know, a tank top or something like that in the summer. Would look nice with a skirt or something like that. So again, it's free Easter weekend. Then it will be a paid for pattern. It is knit in fingering. The gauge is 13 stitches and 18 rows to 10 centimeters or 4 inches in stockinette. US 8 or 5 millimeter needles. Depending on the size, you're ranging from 526 to 732 meters or 575 to 800 yards. Let's see. Gauge is important, and the word important is in all caps. Gauge is important. It's important to get correct numbers. You may need to use different needle size to reach the 13 stitches and 19 rows. It looks like this was, the suggested yarn is Theodora's Pearls Oxonometer Fingering. I have never heard of that nor used it. So yeah, as I say, I only saw this morning, and I am looking forward to casting it on because, oh, do I love a layering piece. So that's called the Topple Sweater. So check that one out on Ravelry and see if you can snap up the free version of the pattern. Okay, and then finally, this is one that I believe I saw on the Grocery Girls, this past episode of the Grocery Girls. It's called the Pavuk Vest. Don't quote me on that, where I saw that. But anyway, this is a design by Teti Lutzak. And I'm just intrigued with the whole idea. So again, it's a vest, layering piece, loose. It's got a lot of positive ease there. I love the color work. I love that the color work on the front there goes right up to the V. Isn't that great? A little bit of schematic there so you can see what's going on. I really do love this pattern. This is a paid for pattern. It is $12.25 Canadian or €8. Let's see. Fingering weight, 26 stitches and 32 rows for 10 centimeters in stockinette in the round. 2.5 and 3.25 millimeter or 1.5 and 3 US millimeter needles. Yardages range from 594 to 1,326 meters or 650 to 1,450 yards. There's 9 sizes. So Pavuk, the Pavuk Vest. Pavuk means spider in Ukrainian. If you want to, you can take a closer look at the sample and discover the design process if you go and check out her podcast, which is My Favorite Knits Vest episode. What else can I tell you? Get 10% off your first order and subscribers only discounts on all new patterns if you subscribe to her newsletter or join her on Patreon. So that's the Pavuk Vest. Came out this month. There's already 65 projects on Ravelry. So people are jumping on board with this one. So here is an example of somebody who made this a little more fitted with less of that positive ease. Yeah, if that's the look that you're looking for, it looks like people have done a whole bunch of different versions, which is great. So yeah, so check that out on Ravelry. That will definitely be on my needles. Probably not till the fall. Never say never though, right? So again, that's the Pavuk Vest. All right. What do we got next? Knitter. Okay. My faves. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that I've come across that, you need to know about. Excuse me while I have a wee drink. All right. So I was, as one does, scrolling through Instagram this morning while I was having my coffee and came across a post about a giveaway of a new line of yarn. And I immediately jumped over to her profile to check her out. And of course, how fortunate for me, this is a beautiful Canadian maker. This is Madison from Fleurangeapparel. I don't know if I said that right, so please forgive me. Fleurangeapparel. Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Handcrafted project bags and hand-dyed yarn. You can find her on Instagram. I'll link to her profile below. But what I wanted to show you is her new limited edition project bags available to go along with the collection. There will be limited edition project bags available to go along with the collection. So here's her new spring collection. So we have Forget Me Not. Look at that. Oh, can you even imagine? Look at that. She has a bunch of different bases, right? Then we have Snowdrop. Bunch of different bases. You can check her out. This is my favorite, Daffodil. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Look. I know, right? Hyacinth. That's gorgeous too. For sure. Crocus. Beautiful. If you like the more, pastel kind of side of things, that's just beautiful. Magnolia. This is adorable. For sure. So what I also found out about this lovely maker is that she has a podcast. So I will link to her podcast below. I have not had a chance to check out her podcast yet because, of course, I just just discovered her. So I'm very excited to check that out. But one thing I did want to read to you is from one of her posts here, and it's called the Anti-Fat Tax. As a plus size maker, I know how much more expensive it can be to purchase a sweater quantity of yarn, especially hand-dyed yarn. My goal is to contribute to a positive and inclusive crafting community, and one way I can do that is by offering a discount for plus size makers. All my dyed-to-order collections will offer a 15% discount for purchases of 5 full skeins or more with the code ALLBODIES. This code will apply across colors and fibers, as I don't want anyone to be limited based on their pattern of choice. My one-of-a-kind and happy accident skeins are not included in this discount, as they are already heavily discounted. If you have any questions, just send her a message or give her a comment. How fabulous is that? So if you pop over to Instagram, that's the post that I just read to you. Give it another read, and you can check it out. The other thing that she has is, which is great, is a full breakdown of her bases. So I really, really encourage you to go check Madison out. I will put all her links below, and check out her podcast too. How great is that? I'm just taking a look at her. Oh, she says she's making room for more project bags. So, you know, how great would it be if you could buy yourself some yarn and a project bag to go with it, right? So that is one of my first faves. Please do check her out. You know, us Canadians should be supporting Canadians, I think. And you know me, I love to highlight all my favorite Canadian makers. And then the one final thing that I wanted to share with you is the lovely New Brunswick maker Lichen Lace. You've heard of them, of course. So they have sorry, use your words, Anne. They have a new colorway out. Where is it? Here it is here. It's called Bouquet. Look, oh, sorry. That's my daughter. This is called Bouquet. I'm having a hard time with my fingers. There. Isn't that beautiful? So again, another amazing Canadian indie dyer, worthwhile checking out. I will link to the Lichen Lace Instagram feed and the website down below for you to check them out as well. It's important for us to really do our very best to support independent business, small business owners who work so hard to make the things that we love to create with. Now, I know budget is a thing. I get it. But if you can't, remember, if you can't afford to buy a sweater's quantity of hand-dyed yarn, you know, some people can't, and that's the bottom line. There are so many other ways that you can support wonderful, wonderful Canadian makers. All you have to do is like their posts, share their posts, do things like that, talk about them. Word of mouth is big for these small makers. So do what you can to support your favorites as well, okay? Okay, what else do we have here today? Let me just take a wee quick look at my notes. All right, let's get right into our Knitter's Oracle today. Whoops, I've got sticky notes everywhere here. All right, we'll give them a little bit of a shuffle. While I'm shuffling these up, don't forget to pop over to my Instagram feed. Click the link in my bio so you can get the freebie there, the 3 a.m. Knitter Project Planner page. So you just got to pop in your email, and it will instantly be sent to your email address, okay? All right. what's today's Knitter's Oracle card? Today we have the Yarn Barf. The Yarn Barf. All right. So, oh, Yarn Barf, the delightful moniker for what you get when strings go rogue. The Yarn Barf card speaks of confusion, turbulence, a lack of clarity, and doubt, a situation that needs to be untangled. Something is perhaps hidden in the chaos or obscured from view. You may want to throw up your hands and toss the whole mess away. But with patience and meticulousness, the Yarn Barf can almost always be sorted out. The Yarn Barf. Hidden in the chaos. You may want to throw up your hands and toss the whole mess away, but patience and meticulousness, the Yarn Barf, can almost always be sorted out. Oh, who hasn't been in that situation where, you know, you may have a skein of yarn on your Swift and you're trying to wind it. This happened to me just a little while ago. You're trying to wind it into a cake and the Swift went flying and the skein went flying off. And it was just a big old mess. You know, truth be told, what I did in that situation is I very carefully did continue to wind as much of it as I could, but when it got to the point where it would not wind anymore and I was only left with the option of untangling everything, I cut the yarn and put the wrecked Yarn Barf in timeout and just started using the amount that was already in the cake. I don't do well with things like that. When I am focused on starting a project, I want to start the project. I don't want to spend the next hour trying to sort out the yarn. But that being said, when I was away on retreat a few weekends ago, there was a woman there who had bought a skein of yarn and there was no Swift to be had. And so she had been trying to wind it into a ball manually, if you will, by just putting the skein over a chair and, you know, doing this. And then the same thing happened. At some point, it got terribly tangled. And the funny thing is that, you know, I watched her work on that for a little while and then just throw her hands up as well and kind of walk away from it. And her friend came by and said, here, give that to me. And the friend had the best time. She had the best time sitting quietly and just kind of, you know, unwinding everything little inch by inch by inch, and was, of course, ultimately successful in getting it all wound up into one ball. How do you handle that when that happens? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know how you sort those kinds of situations out. All right, my friends. So that is it for episode 30. I hope that you got some knitting time in while you were listening. Congratulations to Bookworm33329 on winning the January, February, March 12 pairs of socks in 12 months prize. Send me an email. I know who you are, and we'll get the prize sent out to you ASAP. Don't forget that open knit night for everybody is on April the 17th, and our membership knit night for the circle is on the 2nd, the next one. I will be reopening the membership to allow people to join again next month. So watch for posts and things about that. I will only be opening it 2 or 3 times a year for new people to come in. So if you are ready to join us, watch for the opening of that coming very soon. So that's it for now. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you get some great crafting time in this weekend. Take good care, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.